Okay, that's a bet. Yeah. Trey Foe, we in the building. We in his house. You know what I mean? So, you want me to start it off?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go
All
ahead,
right.
Chief.
So, we got the Lord's Luncheon. This is the official promo podcast for, the whole network and mixture that we about to launch here at CGO Kelly, for Winston-Salem State Homecoming 2025. We think that it's like really such a pivotal time with everything that's going on. A lot of people are lost. A lot of people are looking for new beacons of hope, inspiration, light, and we have that light, and we are a voice. We all have a platform to push out to the people, and that's what this is all about. I want to really extend my gratitude to the CGO Kelly Library for always tapping in and standing behind us and, seeing the vision for, this next wave of people. It's a lot of barriers out there, but we breaking them. We transcending over that, and there's no excuse. There's no room for excuses, for complaints, because, we here, and it's a new atmosphere, a new wave, keeping up with the old traditions of, those who built the platform and paved the way before us. But just with this new modern era of tech, I connected with these gentlemen. I connected with you here, at the library, for one of the forums I did, and then you connected me with the crew, and everything just aligned. Like, I seen the lordship in all of y'all, and we talked about it that day that we was going down to the archive. CLT, shout out to the archive on the fort. About what lordship stand for. And I think that, all of us is embodying that. And so I think that needs to be displayed because, you born a Lord. It's not nothing you got to sign up for. It's not nothing that, like, you got to get jumped into. It's just like you got to be in it. You know what I mean? You got to live it. And, that's what I think that we doing. So with that being said, y'all can, we go around the cipher and y'all formally introduce yourselves and, talk about what this mean and what y'all gonna bring to the table, and we just flow into the conversation from there.
All right. Well, I'm your dean, and this just means a lot, hold on, let me slow down. My name is Yadeen. I'm a community builder. I'm a poet. I'm an artist. I'm also a part of the greatest community in history, Street Economics SC, where we are changing the lives of many people, but also impacting our community on a daily basis, social media-wise, and then live presence. If you want to tap in with me, follow me on TikTok at We Pray to Flourish. We Pray, the number 2, and Flourish. And follow the Instagram Street Economics. What is it? Street Econ?
Street Economics _.
Your Street Economics _ to get tapped in, to change your life, to boss your life up, to put on for you and your family.
Nah, for real. Everything he said. I'm Don, the founder of Street Economics. What I do, I'm just an architect. I like to architect things. This what we present means everything because we're bringing something new to the dynamic. Like, we bring in fresh perspectives and opportunity to the youth. We've been led astray many, many times, and we're currently being led astray right now. So we really just want to give back to the community and give a path to prosperity for all who will be in attendance. So definitely tap in. Like, this monumental, it won't never be something like what we're doing again. So I think it's just important for people to show up, participate, and just get a feel for what we're going to bring to the table.
So, and then I didn't introduce myself. I'm Ibn Darrell. The son of my mother is what that mean in Arabic. I'm carrying on her legacy. She was my biggest inspiration, when she walked the face of this earth. And so, I'm all about, as you can see, one of the topics is genealogy. It's so important, just to uphold the trust of the ancestors. So that's what I do. I'm an alum from, the House of Rams right here, on the avenue, and so this is my form of giving back. I am the founder of No More Suits Publishing Company, and we help people get their book in this format if they need it to be, and put it out to the masses. And then not only that, put it out to the next generations to come, and to preserve it. It's the best way it's technology, like how Don said, to preserve words. It's capturing words in the ethers, and they can outlive you. And so that's what we do. Our foundation is built on trust. We make sure that everybody who comes through our publishing house walks out with 100% of their royalties, because we are the royal ones. So, yeah, and we can just flow into the next topics.
I want to definitely add into how important this is. Man, this is just, to add on what they said, is just important because, it's rare to see, a group of young, educated black men coming together and pushing something outside of the typical have fun, go home. But, like, we bring in, the culture in it. But when you leave, like, you bring in what we gave to you with you, too. So, like, meaning this is something that is long-lasting, something that's sustainable. It's going to have the fun elements of it, being a part of the culture, connectivity, community, but it's also going to teach you something to where it can be a light force, meaning what you get out of this, you can go teach your people back home. You can go tell your classmates about what you experienced, and then it just grows into something more fruitful, because it's a need for it in our community to where, like, it's not a lot of strong resources to where it teaches you in a raw format of where you came from, who you are, why you need to continue the works of the ancestors, in a way that is, like, digestible, and, like these two brothers said, that can really change the course of history. We had some hiccups in the road, slavery, lost a couple battles, but we still in the war, though. We still breathing, we still fighting. I think that's something that I want to emphasize. It's just like we fighting, man. And anybody that's listening is just continue to fight. Know that you are in the war. In the war, the first war is your mind. The first war is you, your decision making. You got, as long as your mind free, you free. As long as your mind free, you free, bro. And that's something that we emphasize. And it's like, you can have your fun. You can turn up too, but also know that it's important to pour back into your people on a consistent basis. Me and bro, we've been on a campaign run, book bag drives, radio. This is our second interview in not even the last month, and to where we're really pushing a propaganda of just, higher living. We do everything, well, not everything, but we are y'all. We are the culture, we are the people, but we are an elevated version of it. And I'm not saying that to shun nobody. I'm more so saying that to come walk with me, come walk this path of flourish with me, to where, we really changed the course of history. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it like that. And this is what this event represents: the fun, the learning, the discipline, and just the honesty, in a unique form.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, the networking aspect is going to be very important, too. So, like, if you have businesses, if you are looking to connect, I know right now, unemployment is a big thing, especially here in the city with what's going on with, the school system and everything. And it's a lot of people that's losing hope. But what we bring to the table is the street economics. We have, the way I see street economics is like a house of businesses that was built from the ground up through the streets. And now it's like, okay, like with the typically, traditionally, you would have at the university, they have job fairs. But none of those job fairs do we have control of the corporations, of the equity in those corporations. Whereas with street economics, there is a assembly of businesses that started by us, for us, and that's controlled by us, and we have control over the equity. And so that's what the new wave is. Like, shout out to Nip. Nip was like, new businesses going to spout out of nowhere. And that's what I feel like this movement is. We providing the necessary tools for people to reboot, if you will, to maintain themselves in the street in a positive light. You know what I mean? Like, I call it clean pens. You know, like from the descendants of kingpins became the clean pens. You know what I mean? Like we washing our clothes, so we don't fold. So we stuck to the code, and that's the gold bar. And that's what this is. Like, this is Allah Akbar. This is on here our seal for Carolina, and it represent royalty. This was a monarcha here, meaning that it was a sovereign state, and everybody that was born here, the tribes, was a part of this monarchy. And what we're reestablishing is restoring that monarcha in the Carolinas by the work that we're doing. We're not asking for no handouts. We're I want to give a shout out to my mentor, Joe Dudley. When he went to Zimbabwe, he didn't ask for no funding. He brought his own funding and started his own school there from his own resources out of his pocket. And so that's what I feel like this movement is really about, is really providing economic tools and resources for our people that's impoverished, and to get them out of poverty and to prosperity. Don, you want to follow up on that?
Yeah, I think that's, like, what you said is really important, because, like, the crazy part about it is it all starts in the mind, and through history and through these cycles, we've been given a certain narrative. Oh, we're slaves, we're low class, we're like bottom of the food chain, essentially. And when you know where you come from, and you know that you're royalty, and you know the power that you hold, you start to put different expectations upon yourself. Like, if we kings and lords and we had rightful rulership, then to establish that rulership again, then we need to do the things that we were once doing. And that's businesses, owning lands, controlling commerce, and things like that. So really, it all plays hand in hand, because we can't be doing business on like a peasant level. Like, we have to be thinking high level. We have to be thinking end game. We have to be thinking about logistics, numbers, and how we can create opportunities for the people. Even people out there that want to come tap in. Like, you might be a leader, you know what I'm saying? But you got to get the resources and the information so that you can be built up through that. Like, it's really important, especially in this day and age. Like, the worker class is becoming obsolete. Like, a lot of people are starting to create their own businesses and create their own lanes of how they do business. So it's going to be important to also come to this event just to get more information of how you can do that, because, like the bros mentioned earlier, we're all doing it right now. So it's really each one teach one. We all going to reach one. You know what I'm saying? Just pop out, man. This is really crazy, like, what's going on. And
it really is.
It really is.
Yeah, and then like, if you look at the price of gold, I just checked it. It's like
All-time
at like
high, yeah.
all-time high, 38. You know what I'm saying? 38.05. I think it hit.
Yeah.
So like that's a indicator. Like, what we telling you is not no horse shit. Like, it's real. Like, the gold market is backing up the frequency of what's going on. It's going up and up and up. And these are some of the things that, we talk about all the time, is gold strategy, the gold backs. This is different ways of lifestyles of living outside of the traditional norms. And I feel like that system, I feel like Rome is falling on that old school way of living, because it's at a dead end. But now we creating new routes, like how Don and said, like, we got new routes, new avenues. I'm in transportation, and it's such an abundant flow of opportunity in the transportation market. Like, traffic is backed up at the ports because there's stuff coming in and out every day. So that's a land of opportunity for us to get our, your hands and your feet wet, and we're going to have part of this. I mean, this is just an inaugural luncheon, but we're going to have a follow-up with courses, with curricula, things to keep you in the loop. So, if you're ready to get started, whatever service, we have the resources. Janique, he's not here, but he's about to launch his consultations. You know what I mean? So it's a whole network that we building, and it's not like, no, we above you, you below us. No, we all equivalent. This is egalitarian law that we stand on. So yeah.
And if if like we're not leaving y'all empty-handed. Like bro said, consultations, we got workshops, and if you want to come join the community, we have a Discord right now where you can come in and soak up the free game, the discussions we have, the conversations we have. We have nothing but high-level conversations. Like I'm talking like, can't like we're talking about the stuff that they talking about on the top of the food chain, and we breaking it down in a way that we all can understand what's going on, so we know how to move forward. And that's where the opportunity is, being around like-minded individuals, because you never know who knows who or who knows what information. So when we all bring something to the table, then we start to create more tables. So I recommend y'all joining the community afterwards too. Like we'll get y'all patterned up with the Discord and everything you need to move forward with your journey.
And to all the college students out there, like, you know, you in an ecosystem right now. You know, the college realm is an ecosystem, but it's only for 4 years, my boy. So you got to enjoy that time. You got to network within your ecosystem right now. And then you got to start planning for, all right, when I graduate, I got to take what I built back here out. And that's what we are providing. You know, we have another ecosystem. So when you graduate, it's not like college, but it is though, because you're around people in the Discord. But you know, we connect in person too. But to all the college students, bro, like it's important that you just start being more intentional and being more observant in your walk, because you know, y'all are the future, man. We the future, and we are at a point in history to where, like, again, we can really change the landscape of society. You know, you in an ecosystem to where you around 500 plus other students. So this event is emphasizing something that you're already doing. You know, y'all already live together. Y'all already break bread. I was in these halls. I know how y'all break bread and, you know, come together to spend money on activities. You know what I'm saying? To do certain things, to have fun. So it's just like, if we can do it for the fun, I'm not saying delete it, but what I am saying is, if y'all can put, you know what I'm saying? If y'all can put five heads on one session, y'all can go put 5 hands on a community drive. On not even a bit, just something small. Y'all can all start up a trust fund or something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can start something that is, you know, that balances the fun, bro. I'm not knocking nobody's fun, because we got to live life. The ancestors died for us to experience. You know what I'm saying? So we got to experience, but we also got to be generals too, and we got to keep pushing forward. You know, if y'all don't know about this guy, his name is Fred Hampton. He was a leader of the Black Panthers. He was 21 years old. I'm 24. Bro died at 21, and he was able to be a threat to America, but also be a leader for his people. And that's what you college students are. You all are leaders in training. Each and one of y'all made it to this point. A lot of people die before they become 18. You know what I'm saying? Or they get messed up, prison, you know, shot, all types of stuff, to where their function of life has changed. You made it to this point, bro. So again, I was y'all. I still am. So, to all the college students, just think higher. You know, step away from the distractions and really, you know, get to know who you are. I mean, college is going to shape that, but dig deeper into who you are, and figure out ways to not only change your life, but change other people's life. Y'all can practice that here, so you can come to this event, and then you can start implementing the things on campus. That's what I did. I was on campus, you know, pushing a certain narrative to help the outside community. Why can't you? You can do it, you know, and you can then have your fun on top of that too, because you need to experience. But, you know, again, to put emphasis on what's real out here, you know, we in a position to where we have to get things right, so we not asking again. You know, we can create our own. You know, all the people that do fashion, like, y'all should come together and create a store to where y'all sell each other clothes. You know what I'm saying? For all the people that do music, come together and buy studio equipment. Like Black Wall Street, the archetype exists on this campus. It's 1,000 black people with 1,000 brains. That means the black wall, the energy of it is here. figure out ways that if y'all can come together and create party groups, y'all can balance that out to create something real too. You know what I'm saying? Restaurant, like y'all can do it all, bro. Y'all have the powers within y'all. If it's 2,500 students that go here, y'all each put in, or let's say 5,000 in total, including online students. 5,000 students in total that go to Winston. Y'all each put up $5. That's $25K. It's $25K. Let's say y'all do that on a monthly basis. In 4 months, y'all have $100,000. That's just on the low end. Just to get y'all wheels turning of what y'all can do. That means y'all don't gotta ask for funds no more. That means you can take care of your own school. That's what other schools do, other institutions. They come together, pull in resources. They'll drop $1 million on one department. Y'all can put y'all money up together and start paying for yourself and start creating the opportunities that you're asking for. You want a barber school? All right, 100 people should put up the money for it. Y'all get that refund check. I know what them refund checks be hitting. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can come together, put that up, and then put the resources together. That's essentially what we're talking. To break it down in layman's terms, that's what this is about. It's to train your mind to see opportunities where it looks like it's dusty, where it looks like it's dirt, turning dirt to diamonds. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. To that Fred Hampton point, that actually ties back to this university because Larry Little, he was actually a student here. The honorary Larry Little.
Is he alive still?
Yeah, he's still living.
I gotta see him.
Yeah, live and well. So when he took a risk by leaving college at 19 to go meet with Fred Hampton and to convince him to start the charter. This is a book of charters going back to 1584, by the way, in the Carolinas. You feel what I'm saying? And so that same mantra, that's a king signed off on the charter. You know what I mean? That's very important, learning about charters. That's the ability and the powers that you got while you're alive. So Fred Hampton was able to okay the charter here, the first charter in the South, right here on this block, on this street off of MLK and, 5th. And so, that's the power that we saying is, now there's historical markers. And they got one in the archive. The original one is in the archive here. You know what I mean? So, that came from Pioneer. They probably didn't know that when they was doing that. And Dr. Little, when he took that risk by leaving college to, go to Oakland, he wasn't doing it for the historical marker. But KRS-One say, we living in history. We living in history. And this is, again, it's a cultural shift. And we taking advantage of the opportunity because it's needed. It's so needed. And it's this resources here, right here that we can use to change the world. And this is more powerful than Ivy Leagues. They not kicking this game at Ivy Leagues. At the Stanford universities, they not kicking it like how we're kicking it, right? So the same tools and resources we providing not only to the student populace but to the community too, because it's the barriers of entry should be open to everybody who's willing to learn. It shouldn't be no debt. It shouldn't be you shouldn't have to go in debt to get education. And I was talking to my brother today. He was talking about how the student loans is messing up his credit score. It shouldn't be like that. Education and academia should be free. The price that you pay is attention. You feel me? And so that's really what we doing with this. And it's a lot of great things that's just gonna unfold. We want more authors. We want more entrepreneurs. We want more lawyers, real lawyers. An attorney and a lawyer is two different things. You know what I mean? You don't need a license to be a lawyer. You just gotta know the law. You feel me? And so that's really what, and articulate. It's called a jurist, to one, or jurisprudence, one who can articulate and understand the language of the law. And so we need more lawyers. Our people do. We need more human rights lawyers. It's not a lot, so it all ties into, business law. We need people who know how to do due process and administrative process, especially in the transportation industry, because that's where the equity is. If you look in the Constitution, Article 1, in Article 3 of the Constitution, it say law and equity. So equity is a huge term. What is equity? Defining equity, right? Equity it leaks from your mind. That's the origin of it. But divining it into its tangible form and using that as a tool and leverage to create social opportunities for the people in your community, like how Yadin was talking about, and the doors and what y'all can do, while y'all here, while seizing the moment while you're here in college, you can literally become a billionaire, fuck around and become a billionaire, just sparking wires together. You know what I mean? That's how you spark. That's the mastermind. It start cars. You know what I mean? That same energy when minds come together is the same energy that starts a car. So you might just become a billionaire. That's what we want. Robert F. Smith went to Columbia. He's a multi-billionaire. You feel me? Because it's the law. It's the law of success. Napoleon Hill.
That's what we on, man. You want to say something, bro?
Hitting it on the head for real. Like, just be open-minded to everything. There's so many ways to get it and so many ways to liberate yourself. You don't have to put yourself in a box. Like, think outside the box. Invest. Work for somebody else. Side hustle. Like, learn the game. You got to learn the game. Like bro was saying, you got to learn the game. Like, there's no way around it. Like, you have to learn the game, and then you apply what you learned. And then you throw your own spin on it. You throw your own mind and equity on it, and then you start making
gotta
equity.
master the basics.
For real. So, and we got the basics, you know what I'm saying? We learning them, we're still learning them, but we've been able to establish foundations with what we learned. So it's like each one teach one. We can learn from y'all coming, and y'all might learn from us. Like, it's a mutual exchange, that's what it's really about, one hand washing the other. So we here for y'all just like y'all here for us. Like, let's just be a community for and push each other forward.
Yeah, and then I'll leave with this. I want to talk about the wealth management aspect, because that's where I started off at. When I was here, I was focused on going into wealth management and being a wealth manager. You know what I'm saying? At Morgan Stanley, I did an internship, and I was just seeing, like, again, the old traditional route, like, they just investing in mutual funds and, basic stock. But when you look at investments, and derivatives, and private placement, that's what we're really talking about here, is for your estate having different types of investment. Like, books are stock, but they're tangible stock. You feel what I'm saying? It's tangible stock. The price goes up on the books. You can literally track your book price with a ticker, with, you know what I mean? It could follow the gold market. It could follow the silver market. Like, that's a $1 trillion. Don't let that go over your head. Like, we could sell this book right here for $50,000 if we wanted to. You feel me? That's the value of this joint.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but he's right. The Eminem Jordan 4s are $50,000. Some shoes, bro. So he's on point. We can charge if we want to for
it's real estate.
You know what I'm saying? This is something that can, really change a generation in time. So he not capping.
Yeah. So that's, we have to think outside the box, outside of just, traditional stocks like gold and shit. Like, people was laughing at me when I'm like, this was back in like 2018, bro. I was telling people to get gold, and that joint was like under a rack. Like, you could get that joint for like 800, 900. And like, when I was telling people that, it was like, gold is too risky. But gold can never hit. Gold is always going to have value. You're never going to be able to go to a gold merchant and say, hey, can you give me that for the free? Like, no, it's never going to hit zero. It's always going to have value. And the reason why gold and silver are the real money is because it can't tarnish, right? So, like, if a tornado hit, if a windstorm hit, a tsunami, like going back to Nip, the analogy, when he buried the money in the backyard, gold came mold. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, that's a life lesson that we can learn from that. That's why it has value, and that's why it's continuing to rise. So that's an investment. You could put that into a gold pool, you know what I mean, and use that as leverage and consolidate it, and then have a liquid account coming from that. Like, this is the type of things that we have I wish I could have set up when I was in college. I wish I would have known that, you know what I mean? Because, man, Man, I'm telling you. So that's why we hear this. Again, just beacons of light, just to transcend. Oh, that's the code.
Yeah, and to add on to what he said, I think our generation. Cause I'm a little. How old are you, Daryl? Like 30. 30. So I'm 24. So, and I say that to say is like, for the people that's in school, I understand where you are mentally, because while we coming in a generation to where it's a lot of exposure to a lot of things, like the entrepreneurship mentality, it's within the community from the perspective of we're aware, but we're aware of investments, we're aware of forex trading, we're aware of all these things that can make you money. But the problem is, and the problem that I had was instant gratification, wanting to get rich quick. Mm-hmm. So when you come into this, this knowing and this opportunity of making money and changing your family, you have to understand that it takes time. You're not gonna get rich if you turn.
That's not even the point.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The sports betting, y'all leave it alone. All them parlays and, buying one crypto so it can put 100 and it turns to 20,000. Bro, that money gonna go just as fast as you left. That's just a law. I listen, you talking to somebody who had some cheese, got it quick, it's gone. None of the cheese that I got fast, I got now. So you know what I'm saying? So that should I'm emphasizing that because when you have to understand that or you're not gonna make it. You have to learn that it's going to take time. Like he said, in 2018, gold was under 1,000. It's only gone $2,000 up, but that's a big jump. But it took some years for it to go up. But if you would have never did it, you're not reaping the benefit. He reaping the benefits. You know what I'm saying? We in 2020. That's 7 years. It take time. So
and you don't have to get the full. You don't have to get the full bar. Shares. Like you can get the grams. You can get the gold backs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different feasible ways that you can go ahead and start getting your feet wet in that, and you still get your equity. Even if you put a penny into that joint, and that joint go up a penny, you got a penny in equity.
Compound interest.
Yeah, compound interest, bro. Just take the time with it, bro. Instant gratification to kill, bro. It kills, bro. You got to take the time, bro.
And that goes against investment principle. Like, that's another thing we emphasize teaching, like, the basics. Like, the basics are important because people go into investing thinking they're investing, but they really gambling. Like, it's really principles to investments. Like, you really do research before you even put your money anywhere. Like, nobody's doing research. They just throwing their penny in the fountain and wishing for prosperity. Like, it takes real due diligence and learning to even play in the investment realm. Like, I'm still learning, and I play with private equity and stuff, and I'm still learning because the game is so layered. It's like we have to really come together and learn, because when we can learn together, we all grow faster, because bro might know something I don't know. He might know something I don't know, or we don't know, but we come together and share the information. Now we all know, so now we can make this certain play. Oh, gold about to do this. China buying up this gold. All right, let's buy some more gold then. Next thing you know, it's at 5,000 an ounce in 2 years, just because we had the information circulating. So, like, it's stuff like that. Like, doing the research is part of that, because if we didn't know China was buying up all the gold, then we probably wouldn't even put more money into that basket, you know? So it's stuff like that, too, that we need to learn, because they're not teaching this in school. Like, let's be for real. Like, I took accounting classes and all that. I took business classes, too. They're not teaching us investments. They're not teaching you how to make an LLC. Nobody taught me how to make that. So it's like we have to share that within our environments and our ecosystems.
And the library always been the hub. I want to bring up the Madanat al-Salam. That's in Baghdad. And it's the
House of Wisdom?
The House of Wisdom.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't even know what that would. So tell the people.
The Madanat al-Salam in Arabic means the House of Wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the main library. It was started by Al-Rashid in, I believe, around the 700s. And it was a noble place for, the lords, the caliphs, you know what I mean, the viziers. They all came and they conjured. Like if you from the hood, you know how you on the block, how you on your steps, you drinking your OEs. That's how the libraries was. But we was talking like how we talking now. You know what I mean? Economics. Like shout out to the book, the Muqaddimah. Sabir Bey put me onto that joint. That's the law of economics. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody should get that book. And by the way, we're doing a book drive for the library. So like if you want to come, it's completely optional. But like we're doing, we want to get books into this library. So like that Muqaddimah book will be a really good one. So, if you're interested in contributing to that. We got a book list. We still growing it because we're talking to the library to see what they want. But you could go off of our site, nomoresuitsllc.com, and then you'll see it at the top banner, the Righteous Lord Book Drive. So, yeah, we definitely want the people to get back and contribute to these libraries, and you'll get a certificate for your contribution for that. But, yeah, that's the culture of the library, and that's why we here is like we making that a staple. You feel me? Like, everybody is everywhere else but the library. Like, this is real estate. Libraries are real estate. And they resource centers, man, and the resource house, and so like that's our culture, is around, being around books and talking scholarship, talking knowledge, talking history, debating that history, talking about, what customs that we had, bringing those back to the forefront. That's how you keep civilizations moving forward. It's power in that. So, like, yeah, man, this the house. Like, this is the modern Salam. This is the city of peace. You feel me? Salam, this literally was going to be called the city of peace when they was coming down to it in 1913. But they went with Winston-Salem. But it was called Salam before it was Winston-Salem. You know what I mean? And so, like, this is the Dar al-Salam is also the house of wisdom. You feel, the house of peace. You know what I mean? So, like, man, yeah, righteous.
Nah, it's hard that you brought that up because I was literally just studying that. And basically, during the Islamic Golden Age, almost all of their new findings through astronomics, arithmetic, economics, all that stuff was gathered in that house of wisdom. All the scholars, priests, caliphs, all of them, even the mercenaries coming there to learn the same information. That's how they was able to spread out throughout the world. That's why Islam is such revered even to this day, because they had so many inventions and they established so many trade routes. It's like, bro, we could do the same thing right now. Like, we entering a new golden age.
Right.
Imagine all of us coming together, forming that house of wisdom. Like, what we gonna leave with? Crazy.
Man, and that's why I'm like that. The book, man, it's very spiritual. Like, in Rudolph Windsor's book, Babylon, the Timbuktu, he said no other commodity traded better than the books. And that the books was the most profitable trade because it was in common. Like, how, to your point, we were spreading the information through the books, and they were like, man, it's books like in Spain, in Cordoba, they got 4,000 volumes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's what we doing here, and that's what we getting ready to launch with. We continuing this. This had, like, literally, man, like, going to the genealogy point, like to do search engines and books is to go to the index. And so, like, I was looking up my family name, and so I went to the index and I was searching, and they literally have records for my family in here going back to the 1600s, which is mad ill. And we was trapping tobacco. You know what I mean? It has promissory notes in here documented. What signed by the slave, Henry Slade, 1670, 42,000 pounds of tobacco that he was sending to England. You know what I mean? And you can learn about conditional acceptances in that. You know what I mean? So, like, being able to, like, this is where Ancestry.com not going to bring that up. You got to do the work. You got to go where they can't take you. The domains can't take you. You got to go that pull up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how I discovered this. By pulling up, I'm like, man, I want to go to the library in my alma mater to learn law. I'm going to see what law books they got. Man, that joint had dust on it. I discovered this joint. You know what I'm saying? It was just sitting back there. I'm like, wow. And when you look at the seal, it literally says Magnum Carolina Seglorium Dominiorum, the dominions of North and South Carolina, the union of the two. You know what I mean? That's the Carolinas. That's why we the original lords, because we descend from them. So it's hereditary. And we've been, like, programmed to follow this democracy that was the whole, like how you said, we had war. That was the whole agenda to take us from our nobility. So we became reclassified under the 14th Amendment, you know what I mean, as subject citizens. And we gave consent to it. And we still do, but who's to say that you cannot claim, nobody, if you don't claim it, somebody else will.
Yeah.
And they know I come from a long line of royals.
And I want to speak on that. Man, that's why me and bro was just talking about that in the car, bro. The biggest thing they took for us, bro, is our mind. Bro, you free, bro. you wake up, you choose your life decisions, bro. You know what I'm saying? You free, bro. Take that back. Take your mind back. Start thinking for yourself. Start looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself you a king. I'm a queen. Like affirm that and command that and walk with that. You know what I'm saying? Take that back. Take your mind, take your spirit back, and understand that you are free, bro. Can't nobody take that unless you allow that. You don't have to ask. You don't have to do none of that. You command that. I'm free. Everybody in this room is free because we think for ourselves. That's one thing that my father told me to always do. Think for yourself. And I didn't realize how deep that was because that's how they kept a slave, because they fed his mind. They fed his mind things to where it kept him bound to his lower self of nature. So when you are bound to your lower self of nature, you are in a negative loop. But when you tell yourself, I'm free, and every day you walk, you strive towards that, they don't like that, bro, because that means they can't control you. Mm-hmm. You're not waiting for nothing. You're going to create the new table. You know what I'm saying? It's a verse in the Bible, Isaiah 43:19, and it talks about creating anew. You know what I'm saying?
Behold.
And we that's what I'm doing, that's what Donna's doing, that's what Darrell is doing, and that's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? As long as getting aware of that mentality, I'm free. And can't nobody tell me that I'm not. They don't like that. They don't like that because that means they can't control you. But two, to add on about our history, bro went to Guatemala in August, and I want him to speak on that, man, because that you got to, man.
Man, I don't even know where to start, but like, I'm still processing it. But I'll say it like this: the history that we've been given and the history that's real is two different worlds. Like when I went over there, all the hieroglyphs, everything I'm looking at, it looked just like me.
Swear to God, they really do.
Literally just like me. I made a video on TikTok and it went crazy. Cause the dude on the hieroglyph literally looked like me, gang. Like no funny.
Nah,
and it was people that
the
was
nose and everything.
You saw yourself.
Bro, I basically saw. He had to be my cousin or something. Or it probably was me.
Yeah.
He was wearing Jaguar. He had some jewelry on. I'm like, bro, we might be related, bro.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there staring at it for so
Just
long.
like him, bro.
And it made sense though, cause like the people over there treated me like a king, bro. They calling me king. Nobody calls me king in America, bro. Like even looking at people and conversating with people, they're talking to you on the street. I'm getting 1,000 buenos dias as I walk 1 mile. You can walk throughout this whole university and people might not even talk to each other. Like we need to bring connection back. Like it taught me on a simple level.
Man.
It taught me about connection. Like you go in any store, everybody's greeting you, whether they're shopping or they're the attendant. Like we come here and we're so disassociated and disconnected that we don't even have the decency to say hey to somebody else. How are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it taught me a lot about just community as a whole, like group economics, and just about like the real history. Like I went to one museum, they had a black Jesus on the mural, no funny. And there was another one that was like 20 miles out, but I couldn't make it. They had an actual sculpture of a black Jesus. So, yeah,
for real? I've never seen a sculpture.
Yeah, they had a sculpture, bro. I couldn't make it out there. There's a church. But, bro, it was like 20 miles out. I couldn't make it out there, but I was trying to bad, bro. But it was so much to see. I went to so many museums, I couldn't make it to all of them. But, like, even these cathedrals, bro, it's like little hints, bro. They showing us the truth, bro. And, like, it gave me so much empowerment coming back. It's like, bro, I know who I am, shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what America talk about. Like, shit.
Yeah.
We go down South America right now, Central America, bro, all that shit look like us. So, along the lines, a lot of stuff was rewritten through history. But history is written by the victors. So, when we win, we already won. But when we win, guess who get to write the narrative?
And the thing is, we are rewriting it right now.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of artwork. I do a lot of creative artwork with AI, and I take pictures and elevate them to a point to where when you look at them, it empowers you. And that's something that should be noted because that's the true power of AI is that we got the power to be very intentional with what we create. You know what I'm saying? Like you can create an powerful picture, an powerful artwork.
That's what cartoons was.
You know what I'm saying? That's we in the new age of cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like it's so many tools out here, bro. Like do whatever you do, bro, be very intentional with what you do. If you're a musician, make uplifting music. You know, speak your truth, but be very intentional, bro. If you are a painter, bro, be intentional. Study Basquiat and how he was, you know, taking his traumas and turning it into prophecy. Learn the importance of art and history. You know, Hitler is, you know, crazy as he was, he understood a concept that they said if you control the art of the people, you control their narrative and their history. If you are an artist, bro, you are an important piece in history, bro.
You're responsible.
Yeah.
You're responsible, bro. If you are a writer, you're a scribe.
Yeah.
You are documenting what is going on and leaving crumbs for the ones that come after us. And I think that's, you know, his experience reminded me of that, because as soon as he showed me the pictures, I felt like I was in the photos. And it's just crazy because, like, that, you know, it's just crazy. Like, really looking at them, like, I feel a connection to them. Because, like, swear they look just like us, bro. Like, no funny, like, the hieroglyphs, they look like, I'm saying they got the nose rings. They got
Pyramids, bro. They had the teeth with the
Yeah,
gemstones,
bro.
bro. Who else wear grills, bro?
Bruh, they got the rap. I'm like, bro, they fly.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, this is us, bro. So we have to become more grounded, centered, and balanced. You know what I'm saying? We love the jewelry. We love the fly, but we have to make sure that we are taking care of business. We are taking care of our family. We are, you know, taking care of our communities, bro.
Our nation,
bro. That's what we have, and we have that. You know, this is 3 people in here that are part of a bigger nation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and you are a part of it too. But your eyes have been tainted to where you don't even see it. Every time you step outside and you in your neighborhood, that is your nation. That's part of your nation.
That's why it's called the nationhood.
That's why it's.
And I was going to say, to your point about being free, when you look at the etymology of Carolina, it goes back to Old German, Karl, right? And also Charles. So Charles comes from Karl, Old German, which the root of it means, you can look up the etymology. You have to look at the etymology of words in order to know what you're talking about, especially if you're a writer. Understand what those words mean, because words are spells. So to be a Carolinian is to be a free man. So the Freedmen's Bureau was the Carolinians' bureau.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Well,
that.
you got to just look at it. And then like C.G. O'Kelly, who this library is named after, when I did that presentation in the common area back in 2024, I had put up an old script that he had wrote when he was the chancellor of this university. And he had referred to the populace as Carolinians. You feel me?
Wow.
And so, like, that's the power. And Carolina go back far. I mean, I know you had did some research. Like, it go back to, like, again, the time that the Madanat al-Salam was established. We was here.
Hold on, I didn't know all that now.
Yeah,
That far?
The Carolinian dynasty, it was established 751.
Yeah,
Was it
what?
you said? Somebody had sent me some.
751, bro?
Yeah, 751
Bro, this
AD.
goes back far.
And
That's what I'm saying. History,
yeah,
they kind of misconstrued a lot of stuff. They kept a lot of stuff out. Like, definitely,
just think about it from port. Like, so we always had ports. Like, and again, from me doing this research, I went out to Hyde County on the coast. Is they have a whole ville named after my family, Slaveville, and they had a port there for the shipping the tobacco. So the tobacco was grown in Caswell County, but it was shipped from the port all around the world. And so the same flow of traffic is, and this is my ideology, this is my like theory we got to study, this is what the work that we have to do, is that the Carolinian Empire, you can look up, that's a fact, you can research that. But my theory is that they came from here and went, like, Germany was a part of the Carolinian dynasty, Austria, France, Scotland. It wasn't called Italy then, it was called Lombardy. You know, all of that was a part of the Carolinian Empire, if you will. It was like a beltway in the Mediterranean. And so, like, that was us. That was, you know what I mean? Like, that literally was us. I'm doing a presentation on it at the end of October, where I'm going to demonstrate the genealogy charts from back then, the 1700s, 700s. You know what I mean? So, like, we knew who we are, and that's just what's documented. it could probably go back further. Same thing like with my family genealogy. On my dad's side, I'm able to go back to 1842. But there's more. Like life didn't just happen in 1842. And my great I just call it the greatest grandmother that we got. Her name was Sophia Adams, but she had a mama. You know what I mean? And her mama had a mama, so on and so forth. And it probably tied back to the Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who the depictions. And if you look at the rivers,
got to, bro. Speak on the rivers, bro. That's a deep concept.
So I just talk about the Yak. This the one here, similar to your name. The Yakin is the main river that flows through Forsyth County. And the reason why this territory right here was important was because all the through traffic from Philadelphia going down through Augusta and Charleston and all the et ceteras had to cross through here because it was the river ford. So this city was built just like Jerusalem was built on the ford. This was Jerusalem. Like they said, like during the time of Christ, it was over 10,000 people in this area. Right?
What?
Yeah, in this region alone, right? They got artifacts. They got artifacts that carbon date back to like the BC era of urns, my nigga. They got urns. They found potteries. They found bones.
Urns, bro.
Yeah, it's a book, The American Indian in North Carolina by Douglas Wright. He actually got pictures of the discoveries of the urns. Like massive urns.
They replaced the rivers with highways.
I gotta say something about that.
Exactly.
So, you know about them NFCs? NFC link? Yeah. Tell me why, bro. I've been getting NFC tags, and it will pull up an urn, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is an urn?
Only NFC I know is football.
Yeah, but if you update your phone, it's like a QR. You talking about this, bro?
Yeah, that's an urn. That's
I've been getting like on my phone. It will like pull up links to urns. I'm like, what the fuck is an urn? Now that you said that,
I know because my mama in one. You know what I'm saying? God rest her. And then it's so crazy. Like she's in the bronze urn, and like they had if you look up the Candace Queens of Meroe in ancient Ethiopia in the Meroe district. All of those vassals, they're in Germany, in Munich. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's a connection there. You know what I mean? That is something that we always like, and then for them to have urns here, like that's just tremendous. And then not only that, speaking of the creeks, one of the creeks that in Forsyth County that poured into the Yakin was called the Bathsheba Creek. Today it's called the Richmond Hill Creek or something like that. But the old Richmond Creek or something, but it was originally called, like if you look at the maps that was presented to King George of England during his time, they had that creek listed as the Bathsheba Creek, right? And then you got the Jones Creek, which is my heritage, which is the largest creek here, that poured into the Muddy Creek, which was called Dorothea Creek, and the Dorothea Creek poured into the Yakin, and that Yakin River flows into the Atlantic by way of the PD in South Carolina. You know what I mean? So these were navigable routes. And then where my mama from in Kentucky, in Louisville, was the falls in the Ohio River. So meaning that the traffic started, like though the Ohio River go all the way to Pittsburgh, those falls make it hard for, boats to navigate. So they would the starting point was in Louisville, and they would go all the way down to Louisiana. And they were shipping bourbon. So this is what, again, commerce is start from the rivers, you know what I mean? So like they say the Mississippi was the Nile. That was, they said that the white Nile was the Ohio and the blue Nile is the Mississippi. And where they meet, it's a place there called Cairo. And I actually been there, and it's not
in America?
Yeah.
It's called Cairo.
It's in Tennessee, right? Or
it's right in it's it's called the land of the lakes. It's,
what state?
It's Tennessee, Kentucky.
That's crazy,
border
bro.
on the western side of the state.
Because Memphis, and that's crazy,
yeah,
bro.
Exactly. Shout out to Taj Tariq Bey. Taj Tariq Bey was the one who said that Tennessee is Lower Egypt and Kentucky is Upper Egypt. And like they found King Tut's tomb in Kentucky.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they just now coming out about that.
Hey man, y'all better listen. I'm learning.
Because even
this
in
is
the
crazy.
If you look at even the ancient secret societies, you had the ancient order of Memphis Mizraim, and it was basically showing that the connection that Egypt was really over here. Like, why else would it be called Memphis, gang? Like, Mizraim, Memphis.
And think about it, not to cut your wisdom, fam, but like think about it too. Like Egypt is on the desert, so like here we have the most richest soil on the planet. You know what I'm saying? The red clay. So like it was more flourishing. Like even with bourbon, bourbon comes from bourbon comes from corn. You feel what I'm saying?
What's right here? Corn.
Come on, cash crops. We grew corn this year in real time. You know.
And in Guatemala, they grow corn. That's one of their biggest commodities. They have
cash crop.
Yeah, purple corn, black corn, yellow corn, and they have like a mixed corn. And according to the mythology, the corn was a representation of our skin color. Like, you know how we got different shades. Like we got some jokers that look dark. We got some jokers that look lighter and stuff. Yeah. So like, bro, it's really all connected, man, bro.
That's true, bro.
Crazy.
That's true. So yeah, that's what we doing, man. Like we literally, if you trace all our lineages back, I bet you they rooted here in the Carolinas. So it's like it was divine for us to all connect, and that was like, you know, just like closing this out. Like that's where the vision of this came when we met at the archive in Charlotte, and when we were there, we were having these builds, and the people was coming up to us like, "That's some powerful stuff y'all talking about." And I was like, "Man, we need to go ahead and just do a panel, you know, and get in front of the people." And then, you know, I connected with my folk here. We lined everything up, and this is like the perfect venue at the perfect time during homecoming. Again, it's like
coming home, man.
You know,
we're teaching y'all to come home, bro. On homecoming.
And again, like with the party culture, ain't not go get your party on, turn up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, let's network and consolidate shit.
Yeah, bro.
Too while we here,
we having a party.
Take advantage of it, man. You only get one life, bro. So let's seize it.
Like, what you come here for, man? Ask yourself that. What you come here for?
Yeah.
We came here to flourish.
Inshallah.
We came here to flourish.
Inshallah. So yeah, man, like October 16th, you know, we gonna be checking people in at 11. Lunch on us at 12. I would say like because the lunch may be limited with the occupants. So like if you want to secure the lunch, get a book and contribute so that you can get a voucher. You can get your dibs on that, you know what I mean? And then that's your form of giving back. And, you know, students, we're going to have some vouchers set aside for the students so that they can eat, you know what I mean? Because this is what this foundation was built for, was the students. So, you know, they come first, you know, and then, you know, this joint open to everybody. It don't matter where you at. You know, if you in London right now and you like, shit, I want to come to the Lord's Luncheon, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're welcome. It's open to everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to OGA, man.
Pull up, man.
Shout out to 1%, you know what I mean? And BSM, man. So
shout out SC.
SC.
Shout out all the movements that's doing something great.
Yeah, inshallah. Ground Up Apparel, you know what I mean? Shout out to Right Track. Shout out to Gary, you know what I mean? All my like the OGs, Okoro paid away before me to like show me the light, you know what I mean? To show me the businessman in me, like, yo, you leading the way. You gonna be the one to close this deal. You know what I mean? It all started right here, man. So,
go buy The Alarm Clock, one of the greatest books I ever read in my life.
Isaiah 43:19.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Go buy the what's that other book you got, bro?
The book of Rhymes.
Book of Rhymes. Go buy that too.
Yeah, so yeah. And then the Science of Distribution, Mutazier.
Wait, what's the book I got?
The Mutazier.
Oh yeah, get that. That's the one.
Get that one first.
And that joint talking about golden distribution. Like that's why I really be. I'm big on logistics. Like I actually minored in supply chain, and I wish I would have spent more time in that because logistics so important. But yeah, like I seen the vision. I'm reading that joint. I'm like, whoa, hold on, you talking that talk.
It got you written in there. You know what I'm saying? The Don. You know what I mean? Like man. So yeah, and that's the thing. Like for sure. Shout out to Ground Up Distribution. You know, that's one of the things that on the back end, on the private sector, what we working on is getting that port access for the people, right? So it is, you know, we talk about indigenous rights and things like that, and first rights of claim. Like even in the work that we're doing in Happy Hill, it's a family that's getting ready to move into the new development who descends from the Gardens. Like so, like that's the whole point of genealogy is making sure that you have hereditary and you have access. That's why we're doing the tribal, awareness, tying people back to the tribes, because like literally this family, the reason that they moving in before anybody else, because there's people moving into this city from all over at a high rate, but we making sure that the original heirs of Happy Hill has first access to that. You know what I mean? And then we want the same thing with our ports. So from housing to transportation, we should have first access to the ports. But in order to have access to the ports, you have to be competent, which is why the academia and the scholarship and the coursework is important, because we want you to be sharp when you negotiate. And we want you to be able to have the first dibs and just be the first ones to see what come into this the country. You know what I mean? And to get your tariffs. The tariffs is for you. You feel what I'm saying? That's income to your household. So y'all complaining about that, you know what I mean? You trying to cut off a stream of income. We trying to increase them.
Oh yeah, and I wanna add on to that. On the complaining. Yeah, fuck all that complaining, man. We are play chess, bro. If you see some, it's all about adjusting. We are on the board. It's us versus them. They do things. They set up bills, put things in place to throw us off of what we're. They try to just throw us off, bro. So what you have to do is you have to adjust your game plan and strategize and figure out ways to win. It's always gaps, bro. It's always loopholes. It's always slits on the board. You just gotta have the confidence and the willpower and the strength enough to realize that and to apply action and apply pressure, because they're always gonna do things to discombobulate us, to try to break our spirit down, bro. And so instead of complaining, oh, what can we do? Yes, what can we do? That, like what's going on? Oh no, we got to figure it out. Start changing your thought process behind it and start applying. Complaining isn't going to do nothing. We have to strategize. Less surviving, more strategizing. Yeah. Because with that comes producing. With that comes through anything, I can prosper. Through the rain, I can prosper. Through the storm, I can prosper. Hell, if it's fucking snowing, I'ma prosper. Any weather, don't matter what's going on. The odds are against me, I'ma prosper. That's the mentality that we gotta have. Instead of drowning in the frustration, we have to see the light through the fog, bro.
A perfect example of that is what's going on with the school system. So, like, here in the city, like, I don't know if y'all know, but, like, they just had a school board meeting yesterday, and they announced that the school is in debt, $37 million.
The fuck? What school?
The school system. Winston Forsyth County school system. And they laid off, like, 300 people. And, like, to your point, like, they complaining, but at the same time, Napoleon Hill say for every disadvantage is an equal seed of advantage. And so we taking advantage of the disadvantage. And we still supplying,
struggle, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We still supplying, like, you can't cancel or you can't fire us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I come from nothing, you know what I mean? So, like, it's like I lost everything. I know what it's like to lose, you know what I mean? I'm still here. Like how you said, like, resiliently, we still here. So it's like I got every reason to quit and to not be here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here, like, and, like, we have classrooms. We have classroom access, you know what I mean? Like we have the curricula, so these are alternatives for the high school dropouts. Like this is stuff that's in trade, trade. You know what I mean? These are skills that is going to keep you out the streets. Like and like with going back to the clean pen theory, like with the transportation industry, we ship so much product and so much freight. It wouldn't even make a difference if it was drugs or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we got due process and everything is clean. You know what I mean? And we legit. You could look us up. But at the same time, it don't matter. Like, we ship freights of all kind. Like, we ship hot sauce. We ship solar panels. We ship doggone ski mobile. It don't matter. And it's so much opportunity. You don't even have to compete. So it's like, don't be stupid. You know what I mean? You can go out here and still try to do that if you want, but it's a setup. We seen what the Reaganomics did. You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing that street economics is doing, but we doing it with real resources that can last a lifetime. This the new era. It's not Reaganomics no more. It's street economics, and that's what we taking the same blueprint. You know what I'm saying? That the drug lords use. And we using that with books. We using that with shirts. We using that with jewelry. We using that with merchandise. We using that with sneakers. Shout out to KB. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the future.
It's the same hustle. The product just different.
Exactly. So it's the formula to, you know, and that's what we here for, man. You know, we like the Godfather. The Godfather never touched no drugs, man. He was just in the olive business. You feel me? So that's what the righteousness come in at. So, you know, let's move righteous, man. You know, it's a lot of people around the world that's literally dependent. Like they call this man a king, man. Like they see it. You feel me? So it's like we gotta see it. You know what I mean? Everybody going, you know, we gotta see it. We gotta see it ourselves. You know, and see y'all. Speaking of seeing, we see y'all on the 16th. So, peace.
Yeah.
Peace. We'll see
Wa
y'all.
alaikum salam.
Good money.
Damn, bro, what the hell? You might have to be my history teacher. Shh. For real.
Now, when you said that name, I'm like, wait, House of Wisdom. That's the first
Yeah.
thing I thought. I'm like,
Bro,
wait,
so-
I'm like, how
I
you
learned
know
so
about
much.
that shit?
I did a whole article on that.
I learned so much myself,
I'm
bro.
like, bruh.
751, bro.
Yeah, this shit go back, bro.
I didn't know that. So what the
Charles
fuck?
Martel.
What the fuck
But
is
that's
going
why,
on,
bro. One of my big shit, like when niggas talk about slavery, I think is, what's the word? What's the word that start with an I? Inconsiderate? No, it's something else.
Ignorant?
He is ignorant because slavery was such a small period of time compared to our history, bro.
Yeah.
Like slavery is like
That's
10
true.
years compared to like the extension of history that we really had, bro. Like this shit go way the fuck back.
So do you think they just OD'd on everybody being from Africa?
Not even.
It's what he just said. It's ignorance.
Yeah, it's
Like I had a
ignorance.
conversation.
No, from the perspective of
Should we pause this for the
I
clip?
mean, yeah, I mean, we could let it.
Keep
I mean,
going? Oh,
we,
the-
it's
the-
just-
yeah, story?
more so from the perspective of saying that, like, did they just zone in on one part of the story? Because people was shipped. You know, like the dude, the prince, that was over there from Africa, but he was found in Mississippi.
Yeah.
So they was shipping people
They
from
was.
Africa.
Yeah.
It just wasn't
No,
on the scale.
it-
that
that's what I'm
It
saying.
said they got. I read it. They had an article in Charleston about it, and they were talking about how it was like only 400,000 slaves total that came over here from Africa. Only 400,000. And when you look at the populace, the indigenous populace, they said that the indigenous populace of North America made up 1/5 of the world population. You know what I'm saying? So like, just imagine, and it's not to say that, you know, we don't have African mix in our blood, you know what I mean? But we can have South American mix in our blood just as equally. You feel me? So that's why I be telling people, I'm like, when you say black, it's really elementary because it's like people have nationalities and like they made up of different groups. Like you won't look at me and be like, oh, he's an Irishman, but I got Irish in my blood.
Right.
I'm German, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the core of it is American Indian, Aboriginal. Like we've always,
Indigenous.
and then that's, I think, like I was saying, like with my genealogy, I'm only able to go back to 1842, and I think that that's strategic because they don't want people knowing how far it really actually go back, and they probably very much well got it documented and they know it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, if they could freeze it, then and put in propaganda, then it's like, oh, you from Africa, and you just gonna go along with it.
Yeah.
I think the slave story, too, I think it was more so prisoners of war.
That's exactly what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, and and a lot of the people, like, it existed, no doubt, but at the same time, it's one thing to be a slave and know who you are, but then to be a slave and not know who you are, you know, or a descendant of a slave and not know. It might be a slap. Like, just think about it. Like, just imagine it was a prisoner of war and it was like a chief who didn't want to comply with what they was doing, like how Muhammad Ali did when he didn't want to go to fight their war. You feel what I'm saying? And he became a prisoner of war, and then his grandkids would say, "Oh, well, he was a slave," and so if he's a slave, he just automatically shipped over.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, no, he from.
And it got misconstrued along the lines because it was a slave term, and then we had indentured servitude. Some people wanted passage over here and got finessed in the system.
Facts.
They came over under indentured servitude, which was like a contract, like you work here for 20 years and we let you free, or you work here for 10 and then we let you free. But the colonizers doing dirty business, how we know, they kept them bonded into the contract. That's why we have bonds and bondage and shit like that, like because they was playing with the language of the law. And under the law, nigga, you got to continue to work here, even though they had
Yeah.
the agreement. You know what I'm saying? They got finessed through that.
And it's still going on today too.
Yeah, it's going on today.
Word can mean 10 different
It can mean it can mean so much shit. That's why them words important.
Yes. So, bro.
No, for
That's
real.
true,
But that shit, like bro was saying, like if they can make people just think they slaves, and they won't even try to go do their history or see what was before that, bro. Like, bro, my great grandmother, like our great grandmothers were like in the gap of slavery and segregation. So it's so much more history behind that, bro. Like,
We not that far from
we not that
Yeah.
far, bro.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
imagine.
saying. Like,
and they was talking about how they aunts was telling them about slavery stories.
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I'm in the flesh with them.
Yeah, but that's why we talk about estates, because like when you have a state, an estate is essentially a state, and like when you govern your estate accordingly, like from the perspective of lordship and royalty and like having emperor empresses on your own territory, on your own land. That's how we were moving. And when I had went to Hyde County, it was a brother. He was talking to me about the slaves. He said they look just like you. They go back far, and they had royal coronations. Like when they did their marriage, it was for commerce purposes. You know what I'm saying? To get access to other ports. Like, so we were marrying families from England, so marrying them into our family so that they could have port access over here, and have equity. And then we had castles in Wales. You feel what I'm saying? Those were storehouses. They were like the modern warehouses, you know what I'm saying, with the castles. And so we controlled the distribution like that, but it was through marriages.
Yeah,
you know
marriage
what I mean?
is a business. That's why people go to the courthouse.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get a license to marry. Like,
exactly.
shit crazy.
But we back in those days, we was doing covenants and treaties. You feel what I'm saying?
Dynasties, families, building with families, for real.
Exactly. And so that's like our families is under attack. So we have to restore the families. That's why we're going to start with the family charters, knowing, you documenting your family legacy and history and storing it so that 400 years from now, it's going to be the generation from that time, they're going to have their book. Ain't no telling where the technology going to be at from that time. We might be able to,
Shit going to be on the blockchain.
they're going to be able to come back and, you know what I'm saying, have us on. You feel me?
Oh, that's something.
On some
holographic shit.
They did it with Tupac.
Yeah, I seen that in the concert. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Yeah. That's
So
interesting,
imagine
too.
with our talking.
Yeah, like an Interstellar.
Why
Yeah.
you not going east, man? And then
Yeah.
pop up
Like Nas say, we ain't gonna never die. You know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
bro.
Transfer the consciousness and shit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it. I don't even know how to cut that bitch off, man.
Nah, for real. That's just, you know what I'm saying?
Let it roll.
It is what it is.
Good shit though.
Yeah, that's good work.
Bro, we campaigning hard as a bitch.
Y'all wanna where you wanna put that at? Y'all got a YouTube?
Yeah, I got a
We
YouTube.
gonna clip
I'm gonna
it,
clip
though.
it the fuck, yeah, clip
Yeah.
the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still
that's how
post
I'ma
on
mark
YouTube
it.
too.
Okay, that's a bet.
And
Yeah.
then do some videos too, like pop out, wooty woo, woody woo. To all my students during homecoming, come fuck with us, woody woo.
Yeah. How long y'all gonna be here?
Shit, a couple. We gonna probably. I'm gonna pilot it with a few people. We gonna push the shit out to the students and shit.
Y'all think y'all could do like a quick infomercial, like with a student or something? I gotta go to another meeting, but
I know one right now. He the goddamn. What's Royal Court here? Royal Court.
okay, for sure. I think that homecoming joint, like where they like, what y'all doing? What parties y'all going to for homecoming? Like, man, we ain't going to no party. We going to the Lord Luncheon type of thing.
Yeah,
That's
we do something like that.
like do some shit like that. That'd be fun. For real.
Nah, for real. Get some.
I brought my mic too.
Back. Yeah, I got my setup. I think I got to charge mine.
Y'all need me to get something before I go?
You probably could.
Like what?
Anything.
A quick clip.
Yeah, we could do that. We could sit on both sides of the table maybe, and he just do it quick. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Like infomercial. I'm thinking like, all right, like pretend I'm sitting on this side, you sitting on that side, and like just like how this is recording right now, we just do like a drop, like a live drop. Like yeah, we got the Lord's Luncheon coming.
Say less. I see it
October
now.
16th.
I had to see what.
Yeah.
You want to do it with my mic? You wanna
I can
connect?
do it with these. Oh yeah, you might have to connect to the phone. Yeah,
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And we
Which-
can rotate too. Like I can do one of y'all saying it, and then
Yeah.
one of us, like,
And then yeah, I got the mic and shit right here. I hope this shit charged though. Well, see. You got a mic too?
I'm gonna say I got
Baby
mine.
love, Roman Ryan.
Because we can record quick on the phone.
Yeah, cause I got. I don't know if I charge mine all the way. But we gonna see.
Yep, my shit green.
Oh, yeah, that beats me loud. That's right.
Yep. Damn it. Oh, no, that shit green.
Okay, we got to wrap the room. It's still 1.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
I can do a quick drop if I want. I got my set right now. I'll just do a quick one.
You want to do a quick one?
Hold on, I got y'all.
Quick. And we can
Everything
go around,
connected.
We can go around campus and just.
Yeah, we can go on cameras do the rest. You know what I'm saying? Or if we got to do one later, man.
We got hella time.
Yeah, y'all can do it.
All right. Just we good?
Yeah. Or if you keep it in the middle, it'll pick up on both of y'all just in case like on his side it might not. You know what I'm saying?
So what don't we just
Like you could put that mic in the middle and it'll pick up on both of y'all sounds. Cause if you go on that
Oh,
side,
this-
they might not hear him.
This mic right here?
Yeah, that one could probably go in the middle because it picks
Okay.
up omnidirectional.
Okay, all right, bet.
Oh shit, that's another time to say that. Yeah, that hard.
Is we good? You
Yeah,
can
that's
see
hard
me?
as fuck. Yeah,
You
that's
can
both
see
of y'all.
us?
Brother, yeah, this hard as fuck actually.
For real?
Yeah, no, like maybe what?
All right, so you want us to just cook up some
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, just politic real quick, or just say what y'all was saying. Basically, like come out 16, or is luncheon.
All right, let me know when you're recording.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yo, 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 yo. It's your dean,
It been.
and we here at the WSSU O'Kelly Library. We're on August. Fuck.
Restart.
We keep going.
No, you keep it. I could
Okay.
do another drop.
Yo, I'm your dean,
I'm hipping the real.
and we are here at the O'Kelly Library. We're on October 16th. We are going to host the greatest homecoming event possible. Tell the people what they're going to experience.
The Lord's Luncheon, man, networking, social. We shifting the culture. We building. We talking about wealth. We talking about street economics. We talking about gold. We talking
Flourishing.
about proprietorship. You know, this is conversations that you want to come, you know, and be a part of, man. So we asking all creators, all entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, investors, you know, to come out and let's build and politic and homecoming.
Let's change the world, man. See you there.
Like,
Shalom. All right, let's do one quick one. I'm gonna just talk about what I'm gonna be doing, and then you can do a solo one too.
all right,
Ready?
All right, yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Peace, y'all. What it do is your dean, and on October 16th, WSSU homecoming. Come check me out, man. We are going to be having a contest. We're giving away a $100 gift card to somebody who does the best 16-bar rap verse or a poetry explaining about something that you have been through in your life. So it could be anything, a good moment, a bad moment. And you have the chance to win a $100 gift card. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope experience. You're going to be with other creators, other rappers, other poets, other artists. You know what I'm saying? It's a chance to connect, a chance to build, and again, a chance to win $100 to get some money in your pocket. So homecoming is going to be lit. Come check us out from 12 to 5. At 11 o'clock, it's going to be a sign-in, a luncheon. Again, October 16th, bro. Homecoming week. That's a Thursday. You don't want to miss it. Come get a free chance to win $100. If you got some skills in rapping, poetry, just writing in general, freestyling, come show it, man. Get you some money in your pocket. See you on October 16th.
I'm doing one for you. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
yeah, so this year at the Lord's Luncheon, we having breakout sessions, and I'm going to be talking about publishing family charters so that you can pass that down for generations. We're going to be talking about genealogy and proprietorship and setting up your living trust so that you can move like a real lord out here. That's where the original lords of the Carolina come from, is proprietorship, and having books of business for your proprietorship so that you can have generational wealth to pass along down with the knowledge. Inshallah.
Quick. Good job, my boy.
Trying to take a quick snap real quick. Or I might do a quick drop too. I ain't gonna do no drop. Fuck it. I'll just
Nah,
take a
come
snap.
on, bro. You got to get one. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
That shit.
They got somebody else about to come in.
Okay.
Yeah,
damn.
you block it.
All right, shit.
Let me see.
Don't forget
It got the Lord joint on the back too?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Are they gonna stop the recording, John? Like, do they know how to do it?
Oh, yeah.
We might have to get that lady to help. record button. I'm just wanting to blow it.
Yeah, just let her have it.
I figured that was a good motion.
Yeah. The momentum, bro.
It's definitely here. Bet. Real Lord.